Hey everyone, in this video we are going to learn about Sklearn pipeline. Now this Sklearn pipeline is very important when it comes to data science and machine learning. The reason because using this pipeline I can mention as in which way I have to perform the activities on my data before I perform the fit. Just to give you an example, whenever we get the data, the normal first activity that we are going to do is we want to perform some kind of a scaling. Let's say standard scalar is what I want to apply on my data. Now, once I perform this standard scalar on this data, the next thing that I want to do is I want to perform the fit on my data set. So this is what would happen in case of training. Now, in case of testing data, that means whenever I'm generating the prediction, the way that I want to do is I want to make use of standard scalar object which I have learned on the basis of my training data. I want to perform the transform on my test data, and then I want to generate the predict on top of my test data. Now, as you can clearly see, depending on the data that I'm dealing with, whether I'm performing training or whether I'm performing the prediction, so I want to perform fit and transform and perform the fit in case of training data, and I want to perform only the transformation in case of test data. And I want to implement it in a sequential manner so that I'll be getting the data in a right manner. Now, in order to do that, to create a pipeline like this, we have a functionality that is the API that's called as Sklearn pipeline, and this is available inside sklearn.pipeline, and inside this pipeline, we have a function that is called as pipeline, which will help us to create a pipeline. Now, this is the screenshot of the official documentation of Sklearn pipeline. So what this does is this is going to create me a pipeline of transforms with a final estimator. Now this is going to help me to apply a list of transformers and a final estimator. The intermediate steps of my pipeline, it should be my transform. That means whatever the data transformation that I want to apply, so it should have fit and transform methods inside it. So first step that I'll be having is the fit and transform using my data transformers, and at the end I'm going to have the model itself which will implement my fit. So the main use of this pipeline is to assemble several steps that can be cross-validated together while setting up different parameters. Okay, now this would become more sense to you when you actually see it in action. So let's do one thing. Let's go to the Google Colab. Let's take up an example where we are using this Sklearn pipeline, where it is very important, where I'll perform data transformation first, and as we progress, we want to perform the fit for the model. So let's see it in action. Okay, I'm now in my Google Colab. Here in my first cell, I'm importing my NumPy library, Matplotlib library, Pandas library, and for the demonstration purpose, I'm making use of this SVM. So support vector machine is the model that I'm using. So from sklearn.svm, I'm importing this SVC, that is support vector classification. Okay. Now after that, I'm importing my data set. In case if I want to use any data set from my Sklearn, I'm importing my standard scalar. Now this is important. I'm also importing pipeline, which is present inside this sklearn.pipeline. Okay. And after this is done, there is an helper function. Now this helper function is going to help me in visualizing the SVM decision boundary. So I'll just create this function, and you can check out this helper function to get more understanding as what is happening inside. Okay, now the type of data that we are going to deal for the demonstration of Sklearn pipeline is we are going to make use of the data that's called as make moons, which is obviously a non-linear data. I'll just execute this cell. So this is going to give us a visualization as type of the data that we are currently dealing with. So this is the data set that we are currently dealing with. You can clearly see that in order to fit this data to my model, I cannot use a linear classifier. So if I try to draw a line, obviously I'll not be able to get the perfect fit for this given data set. See, no matter where I draw a line, I cannot get 100% fit on my given data. So this is a type of data where I require non-linear classifier. So if I'm using a linear classifier, I cannot get a complete fit on this given data set. Now here in this example, we are going to perform polynomial SVM fit. Instead of using polynomial kernel, we are going to make use of linear kernel, but we transform the data from our end. The way that we are going to do is from sklearn.preprocessing, I'm importing this polynomial features. Now this is a function which will help me to add polynomial terms for my given data. So I'm importing this polynomial features. Now after this, I'm creating my data x. So x is given by np.arange 1,4 and I'm reshaping it to -1,1 to make sure that I have the data in two-dimensional array format. That is one of the prerequisite whenever I want to apply data pre-processing over there. So I'm converting into a two-dimensional vector. So this is how my data looks like. Now the way we use this polynomial functions is we'll initialize this polynomial features, and then inside the parenthesis we have to specify the degree to which we want to change or we want to transform our input data. Now here in this example, I have mentioned my degree as 2, which means for a given x, transform it to the degree of 2. So when I say degree of 2, I'll have 1, okay, along with 1 I'll have x given data and x square. So this is what the transform that I'm going to get when I specify the degree as 2. Now when I specify degree as 3, so the transform will be 1 x square x cube. When I specify the degree as 4, it will be 1 x square x cube and x power 4. So this is how I'll be transforming my given data with the help of this polynomial feature. So what this is going to do is it takes the input x and it's going to generate my polynomial features like this. If I say degree 2, it's going to generate 1x x square, degree 3, 1x x square x cube, and so on. So I have initialized these polynomials, and then I have performed fit and transform on my given data x. So once I perform this fit transform, you can observe. So degree 2 is what I have initialized. Now as a result of this, when I perform fit transform, it said 1x x square. So 1 x, so x is 1 2 3, x square, so 1 square 2 square 3 square. And you can see in the below cell, I have initialized the degree as 3, and as a result of applying degree as 3, my input x has been transformed as 1x x square x cube. So here the first term that you're seeing, so this is for my bias term. Okay, so this is for my bias term, and rest everything you can think of it for the weight terms. So this is x square x cube. So 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27. So in this way we can add the polynomial features. Okay, so we have seen how this polynomial features work. Now the way that we are going to use this polynomial features is we are going to transform our given data with the help of this polynomial features, and then let me just give it to you in a visualization manner. So I have my data x. Now for this data x, I'm going to add polynomial features. So let's assume I'll say degree 2. So if I say degree 2, it will be 1x x square. Now on this polynomial features, obviously when I'm going to add the polynomial features, there will be change in scales. So the SVM model works best if I scale the data. So once I perform this fit transform with the help of this polynomial features, I want to apply standard scalar. So I'll say scalar. So it's a standard scalar. I want to apply the standard scalar on my given data x. Now on this scaled data, I want to apply SVM. In this scenario, it is SVC with linear kernel. Okay, so as you can clearly see, for my given data, I want to perform 3 steps. 1 is a polynomial transform, 2 is the standard scalar, that is a data transform, and this is followed by performing the fit on my model. Obviously, the simple scenario is write every step in a separate line, or the best solution is create a pipeline which is going to take care of all these things together. Let's see how we can do that. Now I'll bring back my data. So this is the current data that we are going to work with. So I have blue square and green upper triangle. Now let's look at the implementation. The implementation here says from sklearn.pipeline, import my pipeline. I'm importing my polynomial features and I'm importing my model. Now, while creation of pipeline, observe this. So the pipeline is the function that we are going to call. The first argument it takes is the steps. Now I have specified my individual steps inside my Python list, and inside my Python list, we have to specify the steps as a tuple. The first one, or what you could see, is the name, and second one is the transform itself. Okay, so I'm saying it as poly features, and that is the name, and the object that I'm initializing for polynomial features is polynomial features, degree is 3. And this is followed by scalar, and the object that I'm initializing is standard scalar. And this is followed by SVM classifier, and the object is nothing but my model itself, linear SVC, with C as 10 and loss as hinge loss, and I'm specifying my random state as 42. Now once I create this as a sklearn pipeline object, if I want to fit on my data, I just have to say it as polynomial SVM classifier.fit x, y. So this is going to perform the fit on my data set. Now while performing the fit, the way it is going to do is, for this given data of x, first it is going to apply this polynomial features. It is going to scale my polynomial features, and since I have mentioned as degree as 3, so 1x, x squared and x cube, all these terms will be generated. Now these terms will be scaled with the help of my standard scalar. Now on this scale data, I am going to perform the fit. That's how it is going to do one step after another whenever I'm making use of this sklearn pipeline. Now once the fit is complete, we can just plot the prediction, and here to plot the prediction I'm making use of previously written function. So once I execute the same, you can clearly see that since I've made use of polynomial kernel, you can clearly see that I'm able to perform the fit effectively on this given data. Okay, so in this way, we can actually make use of sklearn pipeline to combine more than one step whenever I'm doing any operation. So one thing that you always have to remember is the first or the intermediate steps that we have. So it should implement both fit and transform method, and the final estimator should only need to implement my fit. Now most of the students would ask me as, how can I add my own transformer for this sklearn pipeline? Now what you can do is, you can create your own transformer from your end so that it has the implementation of fit and transform. And once you create your own transformer at your end, which is going to perform the data transformation, just add it in the pipeline step. Just make sure that you are having this fit and transform method. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. Now what I'll do is, I'll add the same code into my GitHub repository so that you can check it out at your end as well. I'll save a copy in my GitHub, and the one that I'm going to add for this repository, that I'm going to call it as YouTube. Okay, so manifold AI learning /YouTube, and I'm going to commit to this repository. Perfecting. So I have added the code for my GitHub repository, and I will paste the link in the description. I hope you found this video helpful. So if you are new to us, please consider subscribing, and we already have a course that is running on machine learning and deep learning in our YouTube channel. Do check out the videos if you are new to this technology. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I'll see you next time.